Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
I'm Callie.
I'm Pop-Pop.
I'm Petey.
I'm Daniel.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. We got 70 eggs out of the batch of the new layers. That means over half of them are now laying eggs. That's pretty cool. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to have you with us today. We've got some beautiful weather on our hand and we've got a couple jobs that we're really excited to get working on. Before we can do that, we need to make sure we have morning chores all taken care of. So animals are all done. Now we just need to check on these greenhouses. The sides have been rolled up on all three greenhouses down here below. What it does is just adds a little bit more airflow into the greenhouse. It can get pretty hot, it can get pretty sticky in here, but when you have good airflow, that helps to prevent disease and keep our plants cool. We've been kind of all over the place this morning on the farm. We got the animals all taken care of. We got the farm market set up. Dad went to the wholesaler. Not only did we have those jobs being taken care of, Daniel has been working on planting corn. He's hoping to finish the last of our corn this morning, and then he's gonna move on to doing some sweet corn as well. There's also a big reason why I got these tables watered first. I really wanted to make sure that I soak them. The goal for today is to get some of this stuff planted, if not all. We're gonna hope to get it all planted. There's quite a few cole crops here, but I think we're up for the challenge. The plants aren't at the point where they're too large to be transplanted. That's a good thing. However, in the upcoming week, we're expected to get 3 inches of rain. And if we are able to get this stuff planted, much like our field corn, well, it's only gonna benefit us if we can get it in before the rain comes. Initially, we were scheduled to get some rain today. I am seeing some dark clouds, but when I looked again, it said no rain. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think I would be okay with transplanting today, even if it did rain. So once Daniel finishes off with the field corn being planted, he's gonna plant some sweet corn, and then he's gonna get our ground for these cole crops all taken care of. I think we're gonna be able to get a bulk of this stuff planted today. I know our cabbage has looked really, really good, and it's really easy to talk about this broccoli that we have. The broccoli looks outstanding. One of the most important things is when we pull this out of the soil, you can see that our plants aren't root bound, but we've got a decent sized root ball available to us. When we get these transplanted, because the roots aren't overgrown, it's gonna allow these plants to break out in search of moisture, and we're gonna get a nice root out in our field. This is a really exciting time for us. I've been looking forward to this for a very, very long time. Once we get cole crops into the ground, it's kind of like a shock to us. It's like, okay, we're really doing this. Summer is on the way. Now that I'm all finished with watering the cole crops out there, I started a few lines for the hanging baskets. And once I have all the hanging baskets watered, I've got a lot of stuff in these greenhouses that need to be watered. You can see our peppers here in this middle section. They don't look too bad, but they're definitely getting a lot drier than we had expected. With cloudy weather coming, sometimes we can get away with not watering as often as we normally do. So I think we're gonna give this stuff a big soak today, and then we won't have to worry about it tomorrow. Before I can get working on that, I do need to make sure these baskets all get taken care of though. So that's what we're working on right now. Water and hanging baskets can be pretty interesting because some of these baskets, they start dripping a little earlier than others, and then you'll have baskets that take a little bit longer. It usually depends on what's inside the basket. Some of these plants have more of an extensive root system, so we just try and make sure that we run the drippers long enough so everything's watered evenly. And that is the last line, all taken care of. One thing I will say, we just moved a few baskets out of here. It's opened up a lot of room. One thing we always say is you can't sell hanging baskets when they're down over the hill. So anytime we have space available, we try and bring a few up. Dad is grabbing some out of greenhouse number 5. Just because the baskets are down over the hill, it doesn't mean that they're smaller or not as good as the ones up on top. So we make sure that we try and bring up as many as possible. For 1, to open up room, and 2, just to move as many baskets. Just got greenhouse number 5 all watered. It went rather quickly. There were some spots where it was a little bit drier. These peppers were a little on the dry side. It is getting cloudier, so I don't think we're gonna have to worry too much about things drying out. If the sun pokes out for a little bit, we'll have to start checking on things again. While I've been watering Dad, Matthew, and Daniel have been over here in greenhouse number 4. They've been pulling plants out of it. Matthew currently is up top, but we've got to get all this stuff moved up so that we can sell it. So many people are looking for plants, but that is to be expected when the weather has been warming up the way it has been. And we've been moving a lot of plants. A lot of people have been showing up, getting tomato plants, peppers, anything possible for them to plant. So what we have on our wagon here is many different varieties of tomatoes and peppers. We've also got some dill on here. And something very interesting, and that everybody has to keep in mind, the reason there is so much variety is because we have so many different customers. So as long as we can give everybody what they want, we're gonna be happy and they're gonna be happy too. It is now lunchtime on the farm and we are having spicy chicken sandwiches today. Sounds good to me. We got all finished off with lunch, and once we were done with that, I ended up taking Callie home. Now I'm back down in greenhouse number 4. I have a little bit of watering to do before we're all finished up. Plans for today have changed a little bit, which is a little unfortunate. We tried so hard to get so many things done this morning so that we could work on what we wanted to this afternoon, but sadly we didn't get there. One of the big changes is I don't think we're gonna be able to transplant our cole crops into the soil today, which is a little frustrating. With all this rain showing up, we would have liked to get it done before it rained. But you know, sometimes on the farm, things happen and you can't always do what you want. One thing I will say, the farm market is very busy today, so that's got a few people tied down. Daniel also has been struggling with his corn planter a little bit. He's had some trouble with it, so he's working on that as we speak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this greenhouse all watered, and then I'm gonna head up to the germination greenhouse because we have some things up there that I have to pull out. It's getting a little too hot for it. And the girls are also working on doing some seeding, and we have to seed the last of our tomatoes. As you can imagine, everybody is busy, and having a farm, well, that just makes everything so much busier. So I'm happy with what we're able to get accomplished. Would I like to get more accomplished? Yeah, but everybody would. So for now, what I'm gonna focus on is making sure these plants get plenty of water, and then moving up to that germination greenhouse. Okay, let's see how cooking it is in here today. Oh, baby, 96. Yeah, I think it's time to open the doors and windows. We don't normally open that top door, so you know it's hot in here when the top door is open. I think these red beets look good enough to come out of here. It's like close to a 30-degree temperature difference when you walk outside. It just feels so refreshing outside. Another example of how quickly jobs can change on the farm. I was working on pulling some stuff out of this greenhouse and I just got a call from Dad. Daniel needs some seed corn, so I'm gonna take the side by side and deliver some to him. I would say you could put it in the back, but I put a whole bunch of rocks in there. Yeah, that's all right. Just to stop me from going too fast, you know? Daniel's planting sweet corn, and the variety that he's missing is one of our favorites. It's called Montauk, so we definitely want to get that out to him.
Hello, bud.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Is this the good corn?
This is the Montauk.
Oh, that's good.
So how many different varieties of sweet corn have you planted so far?
I planted 3.
And then this is going to be the 4th?
No, this is the 3rd.
Oh, this is the 3rd one?
Yeah.
Now, how often do you plant sweet corn, Daniel?
Every week.
Every single week. And why do you do that?
Because then we have continuous plantings all the way.
That way we have the freshest sweet corn for as long as possible. Just a little trick that we have and we enjoy using it.
I started planting about 2 weeks ago, and I'll plant all the way up until August. So we plant around the 15th of April, and then it'll be the first week of August, then we quit planting.
That's a lot of planting, Petey. That sounds like your kind of job. Yeah. Dad and I kind of swapped jobs. When I left, he got everything pulled out of the greenhouse that we needed to get pulled out. We still have some other stuff that could be moved. These flowers here on this table, they're gonna be staying here, and the onions are gonna be staying here until it's time for them to go down over. But on the heated table, we now have plenty of room. A lot of people would think, well, with the greenhouse getting up to almost 100 degrees, do you really need the heated table? And the easy answer for that is yes, because at night our temperatures still drop, and we wanna keep our seeds germinating at a high rate. So when the bed is nice and warm for the plants, or for, I should say, for the seeds, that ensures quick germination rates. The room that we made, it's not gonna stay empty for long. What we have is a few trays of tomatoes that we're about to seed. We planned on seeding these the other day. We never got to it, so we need to get it done now so it doesn't fall behind. The type of tomato that we're doing is a plum tomato, and the variety is called Shelby. Now, we did Shelby last year. We really liked it. It worked out well for us, so that's why we're doing it again this year. We got 1, 2, I think there's 10 trays here that we're going to be doing with Shelby. Now, for those of you that didn't see our other video when we were seeding our tomatoes, we're going to be doing 4 plantings. So these plum tomatoes are a part of our first planting. Much how we were talking about how Daniel is working on getting sweet corn planted, and we do that every single week. With the tomatoes, we also like to have multiple plantings, and it's for the same reason, to make sure that we can have a nice harvest, that we can have a beautiful crop for an extended period of time.
You almost can't even see them on there.
I know. Doesn't help that they're so tiny.
Well, I watched the Phillies game last night.
Yeah, they lost, I know.
I have not seen a game that they won yet.
Yeah, you have. We watched one together.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
All the plum tomatoes have now been seeded. We just need to move them up and put them into place. All gonna fit there? Oh no. Now the 10 trays that we just put up here, that's gonna be about 1,000 plants roughly of plum tomatoes. And the thing to keep in mind is what we are expecting is around a half bushel per plant. That's what we're hoping to get, I should say. And could you imagine 1,000 half bushels of tomatoes, plum tomatoes? Ooh, hopefully we can reach that goal. So what we have here then is our first planting of tomatoes all seeded. And we give it some time, but very, very shortly we'll be transplanting that out into the fields. How exciting. We got the temperature dropped about 10 degrees in there by opening up all the doors and windows, but it's too hot for me. I'm out of that greenhouse for the day. What a view we have today. We've got some cattle heading down into the lower part of the pasture. Probably going down there just to enjoy themselves, have a little bit of grass. And then over here we got the horses. They're all grazing. It's just a beautiful view, something I'm always excited to see. These two are snow peas?
Yeah. I think there's 4 and then 4.
What do you got there?
Shell.
Shell peas. Everybody's favorite. Shell peas. Tell everyone what I just did, Petey.
You spilled the beans.
I spilled the beans. This tray up here in the front, I was moving it around and some of the beans spilled out. It was just awful. Today will be known as the day that I spilled the beans. We always talk about how important it is to water the edges on your plants. Look what we've got over here. I watered these very heavily today. And from the wind hitting this side and the exposed sunlight, look at that. Got some dried out plants. There's still a little bit of moisture in there, but not enough to get through the day. I was in there grading eggs and I started hearing a loud noise. It's starting to pour rain out here. That's beautiful. This is nice for everything that we've got out in the fields. I wish we could have got those cole crops planted today, but I'm happy with this. This is really nice. Dad is here helping me grade the last of the eggs, and he asked a pretty big question. How many eggs do you think have gone through this grader over the years? Now, who owned this? Your great-grandfather, right?
Yep.
Yeah, our my great-great-grandfather, right?
No.
Because it was Grammy's grandfather. My great-grandfather, we'll just go great-grandfather. That's a little confusing. Sorry about all that, but yeah, it's my great-grandfather. I just thought about it in my head. My great-grandfather bought this brand new, and Grammy used to tell me when she was a little girl, she would help grate eggs on this thing. So this thing's been used for a while. So we were just trying to think how many eggs have gone through this thing over the years. It's probably been a lot, like a lot of eggs. I just made it home and look what we've got going on over here. Some babies finishing up dinner. Lily's finishing up hers. Ronnie, well, he ate a little bit faster than Lily. Can you say hi? And over here we have a princess. Which princess are you today?
Aurora and Elsa.
Oh, Aurora and Elsa. Wow. Now that I'm home, I'm actually gonna get ready to make dinner on the Blackstone for dinner tonight. I'm making sliders for me, Joel, Megan, Taylor. I got a few people. My wife, the babies, you know, they'll probably eat some slider. Since I'm getting ready to cook dinner, that means this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.